We welcome you to Los Angeles, California. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bull, Jay Williams, and Jay's 16 banners. Many retired numbers, the aura and the mystique. Greet the opponent here tonight.
Ed, all those accolades are great, but we're talking about 2019. This is a new, young Lakers team. Let's see what kind of effort they bring on the floor tonight.
Let's do it here from Staples Center. The Oklahoma City Thunder control the tap. To George. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
James, his first effort, off the mark. To Caldwell Pope, beyond the arc for three. No good. Westbrook to Paul George. LeBron James snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Ball.
Hey, lock up.
Paul George, 2 for 3 now here in the first. We've seen Paul George's game evolve in recent years. Mixed results, Jay. How does he get back to being that elite two-way guy?
I think he needs to find a way to be aggressive. Let me bring you in and tell you what he dealt with this past year. When you're a guy who's used to having the ball in your hands, you can make more mistakes because you have more possessions. Then all of a sudden, when you play with a ball-dominant guard like Russell Westbrook, you don't have the ball as much, which means you try to make more out of less opportunity that you have. You force the action way more. Look for Paul George to be way more assertive in this game and find his rhythm by having the ball in his hands.
Count the bucket for 2.
Lonzo Ball is so different. There's something special about a player that can always deliver the ball on time and on target. Let me break that down for you. The on-time part means the ball isn't delivered 1 second too late or 1 second too early, but at the perfect time for you to go right into your shot or make a play. The on-target aspect means that the ball is either delivered right in the pocket for a shooter or for a big, it hits you right in the chest so you can go up for a slam. With his head constantly on a swivel, it's safe to say that Lonzo Ball is already an elite passer.
Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
Good test. Made it tough for Kuzma. Paul George, he's now 5 for 6.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
LeBron James trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 73%. Free throw is good to cap off the three-point play. And the lead is down to 3. It's Russ at the controls. To George. For 3. And it's Chandler with the rebound. Caldwell Pope to James. Stuffs it down with authority. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
Lonzo with it. Down by 1. James. defense, making the ball carrier work. Gets it in the left corner. Kuzma, guarded by Patterson. Down to Chandler. Steven Adams sends it away. From the painted area, won't go down. Lonzo Ball connects. They sag off someone whose shot is only improving, and Lonzo delivers.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide-open 3.
Ball with it up top. It's a one-point game, 13-12. Throws it down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to let him get that close to the rim.
George to Adams. To Paul George. OKC now with 4 to shoot. George can't get the bounce. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Thunder with the basketball. Westbrook to George. Surveys the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. George lets it by and scores on the step back. Unguardable Jet. He's endured a major injury. He's had a change of address. But you look at Paul George, he is in the prime years of his career.
And there's no doubt about it. This entire offseason, if I were Paul George, I would think about how do I constantly channel my self-assigned alter ego. Playoff P needs to step up to the court every single day and bring that energy.
Westbrook into the front court. They trail by 1. George. And the Lakers have the rebound. To Caldwell Pope. James. Deep left corner. James to Caldwell Pope. Tosses. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down. They have set the in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
And he finishes at the rim. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First is your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
It was right there. Westbrook into the front court. Down a point. Here's a chance from long range. Cleans it up. LeBron James able to recover with the block. Big man, Steven Adams. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Ball goes to the left side. To Ball. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
LeBron James with the rock. To Kyle Kuzma. Fires the 3. Kyle Kuzma is going to get a chance at 3 here. A career 70% free throw shooter. Misses the first. Second of 3 is good. George against Chandler. Curling inside. George on the drive, but his shot misses. Rondo with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Got toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
To James. Kuzma, tough matchup against George. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Hey, look, pretty dudes can mix it up once in a while, too, I guess.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down 2. Paul George fires. Paul George. It's been a good night. 60% from the field.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there, trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Big finish at the rim.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Paul George to Adams. It's George for 2. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Lakers at the controls right now. To Josh Hart. Nice finish at the rim.
They're going to have to find answers defensively quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Paul George, 4-2. Jumper's good.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
LeBron into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
LeBron James at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Whoops, that won't go. Here's Schroeder with it. Down just a couple. Short jumper on the mark.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Brandon Ingram, couple of free throws on the way. A career 65% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw. And he makes them both. Schroeder with the basketball. trailing by 4. George to Schroeder. Down low, Noel. And the Lakers able to grab the rebound. To James. Nerlens Noel pins it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To James. Down to 5 on the 24. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Oklahoma City ball. Schroeder. To Paul George. Going to launch beyond the arc. And McGee there for the rebound. Here's Rondo with it. Up by 6. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Surprised to say the least. I know I didn't expect LeBron to be back in the 2-1-6. But as we know, we should come to expect the unexpected with him every time.
To George. From long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
That's a good run right here to end the first quarter to open up that lead. If you're the coach of this team, you have to like the effort your guys are giving.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
City Thunder, number 12, Steven Adams.
Schroeder, great feed, sets it up. Won't go down. In the front court comes Rondo. His team leads it by 10 with a drop step. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
JaVale McGee trying to cash in on the three-point play. History not on his side. 58% from the line. Missed the foul shot. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down a dozen with a drop step. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
First free throw is good.
Get it, shoot it again.
And gets both to drop at the line. Rondo picked up by Schroeder.
Shot, box out.
Ball and key from three-quarters court. We're through one from Staples Center with the Lakers on top. Jay and I back with more of NBA Wednesday night on EA Sports after this. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. James, nice pass to set things up. McGee powers it through. Jay, we're seeing more of the same to start the second.
It's called settle for more. Just because a defender gives you space doesn't mean that you need to take the jump shot. Keep attacking the rim. It will open up eventually.
Off the assist.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes two of us.
Ball to Beasley. Down for McGee. Slams it down. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Here's Schroeder with it. Down by 15. Lakers have it.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
LeBron James rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Caldwell Pope, guarded by Robertson. To James. Schroeder with the basketball. His guys down big. Ferguson. Deep two there, won't go. To Caldwell Pope. To the rim. Finish that. Beasley to James. Down for McGee. Fakes. Drives to the rim and scores.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down a bundle. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Beasley. Out of the call. Last touch by JaVale McGee. New blood coming in for both sides.
Number 0, Kyle Kuzma. Into the game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 2, Raymond Felton.
OKC ball. Lets it fly from long range. Cleans it up. And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
LeBron James matched up with Ferguson. To Kyle Kuzma. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's the side of the rim. Short.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Kuzma. To Caldwell Pope. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Down low, Noel. Can't connect.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
My board. I got it.
Ferguson. JaVale McGee sends it away.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Into the game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Number 0, Russell.
Rondo into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Oh, emphatic slam. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Westbrook across the timeline. He'll run the offense. He was hacked. They let it go. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
LBJ. JaVale McGee. There's the toss. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Here comes the screen. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Nope. First one does not go. The second. 0 for 2. LBJ with it.
I got him. Here we go.
To Kyle Kuzma. Hart. Rondo. Missed it. Westbrook. From the painted area, won't go down. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Hart to James. Driving right to the basket to Josh Hart. Down for McGee. With a drop step. With the basket after a nice drop step.
Learn from that. You got to be a step ahead of the offensive player. Know that fake is coming again later.
It's Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 2 for 2 now.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Has a look. Rondo off the mark.
It's easy. Force guys to low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all before the game in the scouting report.
LeBron James, guarded by Patterson. 4-3, unbothered. Josh Hart hits the 3.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Adams.
No basket. For the Oklahoma City
Got it from the line. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Paul George.
stepping in.
Has a chance. Knocks it down from mid-range.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake apps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Now pass taken away by the Thunder to Paul George. Short jumper stays out.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
To James. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Here's Westbrook controlling the offense. Adams down low for Aldridge. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
Old school equals high percentage.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
Ferguson to Westbrook. Add 2 points to the board.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
James against Paul George to Caldwell Pope. JaVale McGee. Misfires. It's no good. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. Knocked loose. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Westbrook. Slams it home on the putback.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
To Kyle Kuzma. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Just like Linsanity in New York. Kuzmania took L.A. by storm his rookie year. There's no doubt he has crazy talent, but it's his heart that endears him to the fans and his teammates. Even though he was drafted late in the first round, Kyle Kuzma is the one.
It's James controlling the offense. JaVale McGee looking for his man. Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Westbrook with it. Looking to make something happen.
In the second quarter.
Free throws coming up.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
His first personal foul. Team foul number
Russell Westbrook at the line for 2 shots. He struggles so far. Knocks down the first.
for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Number 21, Andre Roberson.
Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Fires the 3. Hart can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Russell Westbrook with the rock. Oh, lots of contact there. Still gets it to go.
I mean, if you have athletic ability like that guy offensively, as soon as you beat your man, if you don't beat him off the ground for the jump, you have no chance.
Ball to James. Shot by Lonzo there. No good.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Short jumper won't go down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
The assist from number 23, LeBron James.
Westbrook with the basketball. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. Here comes the screen. Goes to the right side. Offensive board. Oh, I missed a short one there. Across the timeline comes James. His guys holding the big lead. Ball. Defense making the ball handler work to James. Kuzma. Ball. Not that time. He misses. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
And I got a chance to hear a lot of the conversation at the bench. And one of the things they called out was owning the backboards. Looks like the message is really getting through.
Russell Westbrook steps into it. That's no good.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Lakers have the advantage on the scoreboard at halftime. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. Have a look at the leading scores for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Thunder have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Bench points.
The Oklahoma City Thunder were not given a chance to relax in that opening half. Even when the starters were on the bench, the reserves were maintaining the lead and earning their playing time.
Player of the half.
LeBron James has been punishing the rim with a variety of dunks. This is a guy that wants the top play section all to himself.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Hart to James. The drive right to the basket, and he's fouled. Couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
First one, count it. 2 for 2 on that trip.
Oh, yeah, get your money, man.
Westbrook into the front court. His guys down big. JaVale McGee tips it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Westbrook to Adams. JaVale McGee with a piece.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Westbrook won't go down. LeBron into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Shakes free and hits.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Take this opportunity to thank the fans who volunteered at our recent food run. We couldn't have done it without your support. If you would like to participate in an upcoming event, you can register at our team website for more details.
It's Westbrook. Can't hit.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
LeBron James against the former MVP. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
LeBron James at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest. He can't connect. Westbrook into the front court, down a bundle, and they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Russell Westbrook has got 2 shots coming. He's struggled so far. And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. James into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Kyle Kuzma. Caldwell Pope. To Kyle Kuzma. Oh, had him going there for a second. Andre Robertson swats it.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
PG let it fly. Not that time. To Kyle Kuzma. With a drop step. Shot from the lane won't go. Westbrook across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Beyond the arc for 3. And it's Caldwell Pope with the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
George to Westbrook. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Russell Westbrook, a couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest. First one goes down.
Good shot.
Goes 2 for 2.
Good shot.
It's James controlling the offense. To Kyle Kuzma. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You hear a lot of talk about Donovan Mitchell, but Kyle Kuzma is probably one of the biggest surprises in the draft last year. Averaging around 16 points per game and became an all-rookie first team after being drafted 27th overall.
And he buries it.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Nothing going here on that drive. James. To Kyle Kuzma. JaVale McGee, deep left corner. Pass to the rim. The Thunder have the possession. Sizing up the defense. Five seconds to shoot. It's Westbrook. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Hart against Westbrook. Lays it up and in.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
Paul George to Westbrook. Down to 5 on the 24. Westbrook off the mark. Hart to Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the...
It's Westbrook. Add 2 points to the board.
From somebody who loved to score a lot himself. Defensively, if you are guarding me in a parallel position, I can have whatever I want when I want. You have to force this guy to go one direction, make him go towards his weak hand, and then contest that shot.
Russ at the controls. Here comes the screen. Russell Westbrook steps into it. Doesn't get the bounce. LeBron with it up top. Looking to make something happen. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Westbrook to George. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go. James down for McGee. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And I'll never forget one of my first games playing as a rookie with the Bulls. I talked to Steve Nash, and Steve Nash always used to tell me, the more you come out and you get your teammates involved, the easier it will be for you to score down the stretch. Think about it. You come out, you get 7, 8 quick assists, then a ball fake on the next possession. He bit, easy layup.
James. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron James. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Number 2, Lonzo Ball. Into the game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Number 2, Raymond Felton.
It's Westbrook. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Kyle Kuzma. Here comes the screen. Kuzma. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Russ at the controls. To Adams with a drop step. Steven Adams with the slam. Whoa, he got there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
LeBron into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Kyle Kuzma. Oh, he had him there for a second. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Westbrook. To Adams. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
James. To Kyle Kuzma. Nice pass to set things up. Lonzo Ball connects. They sag off someone whose shot is only improving, and Lonzo delivers.
I wasn't even sure if he saw the defense behind him. But what he did see was his teammates' eyes telling him where to pass for that easy catch and shoot.
It's PG for 2. Not that time. James to Ball. Kuzma matched up with Patrick Patterson. James to Ball for 3. Patterson grabs the rebound. Westbrook to Paul George. Short jumper off the mark. To Ball. Easy path to the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with selfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them give each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
The Thunder will use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this 3rd quarter. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Entering the game for the Lakers, number 9.
Schroeder. Here's a chance from long range. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
To Kyle Kuzma. Ball. James. He engulfed him that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Schroeder. Shot by Adams. Off iron. No. Ball. Lonzo Ball at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Hits a second. One more coming.
Good shot, buddy. Good shot, buddy.
Takes advantage of the foul. 3 for 3 at the line. Oklahoma City's got it. Lonzo Ball. Here again, Schroeder. Kyle Kuzma. Huge block.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Nerlens Noel with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Felton into the front court. His guys down big. Now ready to shoot at the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2 a line. And count the basket inside.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Schroeder. Fires the 3. Can't connect. Across the timeline comes James. Less than a minute to go in this third quarter. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
JaVale McGee trying to cash in on the three-point play. He's struggled so far. Can't convert the free throw. To Schroeder. Can't connect. LeBron into the front court. His guys can get a 2 for 1 if they time this out. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Kuzma. Screen coming. Down for McGee. Around the perimeter to James. JaVale McGee. Nice pass to set things up.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Kuzma snatching it out of the air. That ends the third quarter. So far, it's been all Lakers. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter, and they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see deject faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
The assist from number 1, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
George, knocks it down from 3.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Ball to James. The screen sets him up for 2.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Oh, they call the foul, Jay.
Just a tic-tac foul.
That's his first personal foul.
George.
Foul number 1.
From the outside, no good. James into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Kyle Kuzma and buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
LeBron with it up top. He'll run the offense. The monster stuff.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Short jumper stays out. Ball. Thunder with the basketball. To Westbrook. Driving right to the basket. Short jumper won't fall. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
LeBron guarded by Patterson. Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
And finishes strong.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
James against the elite defender Robertson. To Caldwell-Pope. James. Message received. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Down to Adams. Won't go. And that's rebounded by the Lakers. LeBron James guarded by Russell Westbrook. Swings it to James. Caldwell-Pope guarded by Robertson. Slams it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up.
Entering the game for LA, number 14.
And he buries it.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Yep, right there, yep.
Lonzo Ball with the rock. To Caldwell-Pope. Here comes the screen. Caldwell-Pope guarded by Nerlens Noel. He throws it down. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Schroeder Here comes the screen. Robertson against the great shot blocker Chandler. Ferguson to Schroeder. Has a look. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
That's what you like. That rip through right into the shot. That's smooth.
Have to respect all elements of his game. Ball. Oh, had him going there for a second. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
And this kid has a chance to be a Laker great. Went from averaging 9 points his rookie year to 16 in his sophomore campaign. Brandon Ingram is a name that you need to recognize.
To Schroeder. Shot clock winding down. He wants it at the rim and scores.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Lonzo Ball brings it up the floor to Caldwell Pope. Here comes the screen. Caldwell Pope. Count the basket at the rim.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Oh, Dennis Schroeder, now 4 for 9.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Ball into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. It's a big finish.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's a Prob City.
To Schroeder. Ferguson. Tyson Chandler sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Beasley. Cruises inside for 2.
The assist from number 2.
Here's Schroeder with it. Down a bundle. Ferguson. To Schroeder. And the Lakers clear. Caldwell Pope. Ferguson slams it down.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter.
You can get your game program from a team representative at any one of our main entrances around the arena.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. LeBron James here against Ferguson.
Number 23, LeBron James.
Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down? Schroeder with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Had a chance, but it's no good. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Kuzma at the line for a chance at a 3-point play, shooting 80% in this contest. Free throws good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. To Schroeder. Knocked loose. Lakers come up with it. Kuzma. To James. Oh, he had him there for a second. Here comes the screen. LeBron up against Patterson to Kyle Kuzma. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Hey, look, pretty dudes can mix it up once in a while too, I guess.
Number 23, LeBron James.
Ferguson to Westbrook. Drive here, but the shot stays out. James. Rondo picked up by Schroeder. To James. Kyle Kuzma. That's it. And the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
It never would have been a foul if you didn't give him space. Your job defensively is to stay attached to him at all times. Force him to put the ball on the ground and drive and make a shot over the trees below.
Kyle Kuzma with a chance at a 4-point play. He's been steady, 83% at the line. It's good, has the hot hand, and a 4-point play. Westbrook, his guys down big. Oh, he had it. Caldwell Pope to Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither. Great hustle. That's what you like to see. Westbrook not going down here. To Kyle Kuzma. It goes down.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
It's Russ at the controls. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Kyle Kuzma. Down Chandler. Nice pass to get things going.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
To Kyle Kuzma. Down to Chandler. Works it. Caldwell Pope. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To Schroeder. Great feed. Slam dunk.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream. Do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
To Kyle Kuzma. To Caldwell Pope. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. You might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Lakers ball to Beasley.
Me and you.
Caldwell Pope. Off the mark. No good. To Caldwell Pope. Here comes the screen. Throws it up. Can't miss those. Schroeder to Adams. Steven Adams with the slam. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
I love when I see smaller players finish in the paint amongst the trees. But if you're big on the other side, you can't let that happen so easy.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. James, by Robertson, stuffs it down with authority. Footer at the buzzer. Shot at the buzzer does indeed go down, but it only affects the final score. This ball game is over. The Lakers get the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers got themselves a win here today, and the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high-percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Thunder just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Lakers showed off the kind of team chemistry that coaches love to see from their players. The more they moved the ball, it showed how much they trust each other. In the end, they got to win, and it looked like they had a great time doing it.
Player of the game.
Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
This is what the future holds for the Los Angeles Lakers. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.